Hi, my name is Courtney Sunquist, and I'm talking today about a lesson that I designed using the backwards design lesson plan. My main objective is letter sounds are represented by letters, and letters can make sounds. I have a student that's in the 8th grade. Her IEP level is preschool to very early kindergarten, and we are working on the letter A because it's the first letter in her name. I'm going to start by teaching this by just introducing the letter A, pointing out the letter A in her name, and then reading a simple book that has the letter A and vocabulary words that have the letter A while pointing at the words. And then I'm going to move on, and we are going to do a letter A Google slide that's going to be up on the whiteboard, where the student's going to use a pointer to point at the letter A when they see it. You can also use a fly swatter kind of activity where they go and hit it. There's many different ways of doing that, and this is my first lesson with her, so I'm going to design this lesson to kind of see what will work with her and what will not. The next thing we're going to do is I have a letter A letter sound video that has the student where they can see how the mouth is forming the letter A and the letter A sound, the long A sound, and we're going to practice saying that. Then we're going to move on to kind of a sensory thing where we're going to use, I have Play-Doh, and I also have Cloud Dough, which is kind of like a Play-Doh, and depending on my student and her likes, we can use Cloud Dough. We could also use foam, which I love foam, like it kind of looks like this, because it's got a lot of sensory input when they use the foam. We're also going to be working on strengthening her hand muscles so that maybe eventually she'll be able to hold a pencil more effectively, and we're working with the occupational therapist on that right now. So we would take the letter A just like this right here, and we would show her how to roll the dough out and make the letter A. We're also going to talk about the lowercase a, but right now we're kind of focusing mostly on the uppercase A, only because that's the first letter in her name and that's the way she's going to see it a lot. The next thing that we're going to do after that is I have a fun paint dauber activity where after we talk about the letter A and we've kind of reviewed it by using it on the Google slide on the whiteboard and the projector, we're going to use this worksheet here, and she likes paint daubers, or has in the past, where she can go through and she can daub the letter A. We could extend this activity, how well she does, by using it also on the lowercase a. And these are free activities that you can just find online. After that, depending on how she does, we can move on to where she can make the letter A with a worksheet where she can trace the letter A with a pencil that's made for her. It's a larger, kind of like a preschool pencil. It's bigger around, and then I have special grippers that she can put her fingers in. We're going to be working with the occupational therapist with that, and she might not be ready for that yet. So we're going to kind of play it by ear and see how she does with this lesson, because this is our first lesson with this student. We also have this, if we want to extend the activity and she's not able to trace it yet, then we can go straight with this with a paint dauber, or she can use her finger to paint with it too to get some of the sensory as well. Like I said, this is our first lesson with the student. I think this is a great lesson to start with to see where she's at and where we go from there. We're going to be looking and assessing our student the whole time to see where she's at. I'm going to see how quickly she's able to do this, if she's able to point them at all. If I need to differentiate, I would take some of this away and just have her point to the specific A if she's not able to use the paint daubers, and maybe only give her like 4 opportunities with 3 A's and a B. And we can do that with our Google slide as well. And it's a great way to do a formative assessment and a summative assessment as well. Our performance task, we're looking at, I want to see if she can make the letter A with the Play-Doh after we kind of show her and model that. And then I want to see if she could try to make the letter A sound. I know that she's been working some with her speech therapist on this, and we would be working with in conjunction with the speech therapist. My paraprofessional and I would be trading off on these activities depending on how well my student does with this. And I think it'd be a great starting lesson to see how well my student does, what works for her, what doesn't work for her, and then be able to design the lesson from then on out. Like I said before, there's many different ways to differentiate this. We can use sand, we can use sensory items. We can also model it. We can do hand over hand to model that behavior as well. And we can also take it down a step. If she's not ready for this, we can just focus on the letter A and not confuse her by using other letters in that conjunction just to have her point to them. Again, my name is Courtney Sundquist, and this was my lesson on the letter A and the phonics sound long A sound. Thank you.